And a pleasant good evening to you and yours, and welcome to Clint Hurdle Field, home of the Merritt Island Mustangs, where tonight it is the 2024 Cape Coast Conference Championship between the 17 and 6 Merritt Island Mustangs and the 17 and 5 Eau Gallie Commodores. The thing that makes this matchup so unique is that this is the not the second, the third, but the fourth time these two teams have gotten together this season. And Eau Gallie dropped the first one, 1-0, and then they won the next two, 5-3 and 7-2. One of those games went 11 innings. On the bump tonight for Merritt Island is the senior Shane Patrick. Patrick this season making appearance number 9. He's got a 1.85 ERA. He's 3-2 in 45 and a third innings pitched this year. He's allowed 12 earned runs. He has struck out 59 batters. He has walked 19, and he's given up 30 hits. The Eau Gallie Commodores come in this season, and they are on fire. They have won 7 in a row this season, 7 in a row. And yeah, I mean, Bobby Collins has got this team clicking on all cylinders. From an offensive standpoint, they're batting .281 as a team. They're on base 42.5% of the time. They're slugging .478 for an OBPS. That's an on-base plus slugging of .903. They've stolen 42 bases, committed just 23 errors. Leading off is going to be Aiden McMahon, and McMahon is on a torrid pace this year for Bobby Collins and the Commodores. He comes in batting well over 400 for the season, 433 to be exact. He's 433 with 26 hits and 1 home run. I will tell you this, anybody gets a hold of one tonight, and with the way the wind is, it'll go. As Patrick delivers up strike one. Here's the second offering. That ball is popped up and out of play. Let's take you around the Merritt Island infield here real quick, as soon as I get to that point of the scorebook. Here we are. We'll wait till after this 0-2 pitch to McMahon. Patrick rocks and fires. Got him. And down goes McMahon on strikes. That's an oddity. Over at third base is Braden Rouleau. At shortstop is Ty Brandis. Over at second base is Jay Brandis. And your first baseman is Wesley Lawrence. Out in left field tonight is Grant Arnold. Your center fielder is Nate Bailey. And over in right field tonight is Asher Anderson. Behind the plate is, I believe, Liam Miller. And that's exactly who Patrick's battery mate is tonight, as Carson Leitz steps in. Leitz is on the bump tonight for Eau Gallie, and he's also, not only is he an outstanding pitcher, but he's a pretty good hitter as well. Leitz comes in batting .368 this year. He's got 4 bombs and 20 RBIs this year, and Patrick is quickly ahead. Patrick's thrown 5 pitches, and they've all been 4 strikes. Go ahead.
Getting that breaking ball working early, getting him chasing down low in the zone.
Filling it up. The 0-2 just off the plate. Matt's a really good umpire. He's a young guy behind the plate. He's got a good zone, moves in, moves out, and you'll watch him adjust. And we talk about umpires doing that, adjusting with where the catcher sets up to make sure they have a full view of the zone. Matt's an umpire that does that. The 1-2 on the way from Patrick, and that's absolutely gorgeous, and that's 2 up and 2 down, as Alex Jacobs, the first baseman, will step in. He's a .338 hitter. He leads the Commodores with 23 RBIs and 5 home runs. This is a team that does things significantly different than each other. Eau Gallie is a power hitting team. They've got 21 home runs this year. Merritt Island can hit the ball. They hit the ball on the gaps, the alleys, line drive hitters. They manufacture runs. Swing and a miss. But the one thing both these teams have, outstanding pitching. And they both feel the ball really well. outside for a ball, 1-1. I want to thank Jason Arnold, Athletic Director Tom Finney. We had no idea about this Cape Coast Conference Championship. We actually had the wrong date. 1-1. And I also want to give a special shout out to my man, Bobby Norton, too. That ball is skied to left field, and that's a tough play, but it's going to go foul as the wind got a hold of that and carried it beyond the fair foul line. Great place to play baseball here, Clinton Hurdle Field. Of course, the legendary Clint Hurdle played here, went here. A number one first-round draft pick, I believe the Kansas City Royals. One and two. Patrick kicks and fires upstairs and deuces wild for the first time tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Connor O'Keefe would be next. The pitch. And that ball is drilled deep to right field. Back, track, and that is off the bottom of the wall and around first, and on his way to second is Alex Jacobs for a stand-up double. And doesn't hurt you with 2 outs. If you're going to give something like that up, 2 outs is the time to do it. Connor O'Keefe will step in. O'Keefe way upstairs. Ball 1. We'll tell you a little bit about the other 2 matchups, the other 3 matchups. There's not much to tell about the first one, other than it was just a great pitching matchup, a 1-0 game. Connor O'Keefe this season batting .302. O'Keefe's got a little punch in that bat. He's got 2 bombs. The pitch up. Oh, that chest high strike. I like it. O'Keefe with 16 hits, 10 RBIs, 2 doubles this year for Alex Jacobs. That was Jacobs' 9th double of the year. He'll secure the team lead in that category as 3 of them are tied with 8 coming into the game. Aiden McMahon, Carson Leitz, and Alex Jacob all had 8 2-baggers, and now Jacob stands alone as O'Keefe rocks around in the box. The 2-1 on the way from Patrick is way upstairs, and the catcher doesn't know where it's at. And down to third base goes Jacobs, and now it's 3-1. So after striking out the first 2 batters on 7 pitches, Patrick has hit a little bit of a tough spot here, we'll call it. You want to win this. This isn't important. I know this is something Brevard County made, the Cape Coast Conference Championship, but I always looked at the Cape Coast Conference Championship as the championship I want. You want to win your district championship, of course, and that's ball 4. You want to win your district, your regional. I get all that. That all matters for a state level. But when you're talking about who is the best team in Brevard County, right?
Yeah.
This game usually decides it, and it is rare, and I mean rare, when you get 2 district rivals in this game, as these 2 are. And this is a big game in that district as well, because the districts start next week. So it's likely the final rankings have come out, or will come out here in the next day or so. As stepping in now is going to be Brock Lustig, and boy, did we see Brock pitch a gem last week at Rockledge. 10 strikeouts Brock pitched tonight. He's at shortstop, and he's hitting the ball a little bit himself this season. Lustig batting .327. Patrick now 1-0 to Lustig. Rocks, kicks, and fires, and he's upstairs, and it's 2-0. So a little 2-out rally here, thanks to the double by Alex Jacobs and the walk by Connor O'Keefe. Chase McBrearty would be next. The lead at first. 42 stolen bases this year for Eau Gallie. Don't know if we're going to see anything in action here. The runner does not go, swing, and a miss by Brock. And it's 2-1 as Patrick just rears back and fires one through. 2-1 to Brock. Pitch. And Brock holds up. They check. And no, 3-1 is the count now. Patrick takes a peek over at the runner. The 3-1 on its way. Swing and a miss. And we're filled up at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. O'Keefe will be off with the pitch here as Leah Miller tells his first baseman no need to hold. Big pitch here from Patrick to Lustig. On its way. Upstairs, ball 4, and Jason Arnold's going to go out and have a conversation with his senior hurler. So now bases are loaded with Chase McBrearty stepping up as Patrick has issued the second walk of the inning. McBrearty this season is batting .250. He's got 7 hits with 5 RBIs. Big hit here. Bobby Collins telling Chase right now, big hit here, young man, and we can put a couple of runs on the board early in the Cape Coast Conference Championship. Let's see here as McBrearty steps in. Apologize if you hear any wind in the background. It's Merritt Island.
Well, and Alan, to tell everyone at home how significant this wind is,
Yeah.
on the double that was hit off the bottom, if that wind isn't there, that's gone.
That's gone.
I mean,
and
that
if
ball
it's hit
stopped.
the left field, it's out of here.
Correct.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's definitely a tale of 2 fields here in terms of left and right as it pertains to the wind. All right, here we go. McBrearty and Lowe, no place to put him. 1-0 here. Unusual to see Patrick not hitting the zone. And it's 2-0. And a lot of times what can happen is that, I mean, a lot of people go, well, he struck out the first 2 hitters on 7 pitches. Yeah, well, that's a lonely spot out there on that bump.
Yep.
And when a lot of times for a young pitcher, and I know he's a senior, but I mean a young player, high school players are young players, you can get in your head sometimes. 3-0 to McBrearty. And he's obvious. If you're Bobby Collins, I mean, Chase McBrearty is taking this pitch too. I'm making Patrick throw 3 strikes in a row here. 3-1. And that is 2. And Patrick now, this is, you want to talk about a payoff pitch. This is definitely it. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Everybody will be running, and we'll see what McBrearty does with the Patrick offering. Runners offing, running, and punches him out. And Patrick bounces back, and the Commodores leave the bases loaded. We head to the bottom of the first. No score.
One.
All right, welcome back. Ty Brandis, Grant Arnold, Liam Miller will lead it off here for Merritt Island. And let's tell you a little bit about the guy on the bump tonight for the Commodores. He's had a perfect season in terms of record. It's Carson Leitz. He's 6-0 with a 1.02 ERA. This is his 9th appearance. Carson's pitched 48 in the third innings. He's allowed 94 hits, 7 earned runs, 66 strikeouts, 14 walks, and teams are batting just 181 against him this year. And I have a feeling that I hit the wrong number on the hit column because I don't think Carson Leitz has given up 94 hits this year. Leitz's first pitch offering is strike one to Ty Brandis. One and one. The Mustangs come in batting .297 as a team. They have scored a ton of runs, and there's a shot. And did Lustig get that? Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Brock Lustig with a diving play. That's a web gem. Great play by Lustig going to his right. Ty, by the way, was batting .377 this year. Grant Arnold steps in. This is a kid that just looks like a ball player, man. You look at Grant Arnold. I mean, Grant Arnold, for goodness sakes, is a freshman. Look at him. By the time this kid is a senior, they'll probably draft him as a junior. There's a strike from Leitz. Arnold this season batting .311, 14 RBIs. He's got 6 doubles and 19 hits this season. The 0-1 is upstairs and a little outside, 1-1. Merritt Island gets on base at .427 clip, 42.7%, slugging at a .370. Their OBPS is .797, and that's the difference between these two teams, the slug right there. You saw the high slug for Eau Gallie. 21 home runs is going to do that. 2-1 from Leitz to Arnold. That ball, okay, that's on the side away from where the BSN mobile is parked. Never, ever like to see that. We have made it, knock, knock, knock on wood, unscathed through the last couple of years without having. I've only ever had to replace one window. Pitch, and that ball, and it wasn't even mine. Long story, but yeah, I did. 2-2 now to Arnold. Liam Miller, the catcher's on the deck, and he got him. And K.J. Jones will finish up the strikeout with the throw down to first base. And that is out number 2. So real quick, let's take you through the Eau Gallie infield and outfield. We'll start in the outfield with the Commodores. Xavier Larice in center. Vincent Breckenridge in right, Chase McBrearty in left. Shortstop, as you know and have seen, is Brock Lustig. Connor O'Keefe is at third. Alex Jacobs at first. And behind the dish tonight is K.J. Jones, your second baseman is Nick Cunningham. Pitch inside. To Liam. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, Leitz is trying to find that inside corner, but that ball is drifting just into the batter's box.
Yeah, no doubt. Miller this season leads the team with a .384 average, and he's going to look at strike one. .384 for Miller this year. He leads the team in hits. He leads the team in RBIs with 21, hits 28, 4 doubles. The only home run on the team this year has come from Terry, a freshman, as Merritt Island has hit just one all season, according to Max Preps. And the count is now 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs to number 5. So deuces are indeed wild. Leitz rocks, kicks, and fires, and that is an absolute drop off the table inning-ending curveball. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the top of the second. No score in the Cape Coast Conference Championship. All right, welcome back. Top of the second inning. Going to be Breckenridge, Larice, and Jones. Vincent Breckenridge. There is a younger Breckenridge that plays on the team as well. Vincent Breckenridge. We were talking. I was talking to somebody today. I don't want to say who. I was talking to another baseball manager today from another team, but we were talking about, that ball is hit and nicely tracked out there in right field. One pitch, one out by Asher Anderson. Good track. And we were talking about the best managers in Brevard County and who they are. And two of them are right here tonight, Jason Arnold and Bobby Collins. Bobby Collins, 490 career wins, just 10 away from 500. And, of course, Jason Arnold with his time at Satellite and, of course, at Eastern Florida State as well. As Xavier Larice steps in. And Xavier's been hot of late, batting 300 over his last 5. Started slow, but he had a home run the other night at Rockledge. And Patrick's 1-0 to him is in the dirt, 2-0. And there's Buster with the showing the footwork. You can't see him. What little does Buster know? He thinks he's standing in front of our camera tonight, but he's not. We'll keep it that way. The 2-0 is 3-0 to Larice. Larice, of course, an Oregon commit for football. And there's not a better defensive back in this county than Xavier. Maybe not a better athlete in this county than Xavier Larice. And Merritt Island's about to find that out, because to put him on first base means you may as well hand him second. Now, we have seen him thrown out. KJ Jones steps in. Jones this season, not the year this young man's looking for, but he has 13 RBIs this season. He's made the most of his 4 hits this year. That is for sure. He's got a home run and he's got a double. And that is right there on the black, 0-1. No score here. Top of the second, Cape Coast Conference Championship. I can't remember who won this last year, either Merritt Island or Vieira. I believe it was Merritt Island.
I believe it was Merritt Island.
I'll have to go back and look. Did they get him? No. Close. Larice has that lead over there, and he will go. I'm not even sure he waits for a signal to do it. I think this is all Larice just timing this thing up on the pitcher. And we got a timeout. Boy, the wind is really whipping now, man, as far as stolen bases this year. I can't even turn the page. It's so windy. Larice has only got 3. So I know he was nursing a hamstring injury for a while, but he's bouncing around over there pretty good right now. Dug in, and he does not go, and Jones lines one down the right field line, but foul. See how that ball carried over that wall?
Yeah.
Buster. Nice move by Patrick. But Larice is back in time. Nothing and 2. Aiden McMahon is on deck. And so with nobody out here, or one out here, I should say, and that is a strike 3 looking as KJ Jones is caught window shopping. And we go back to the top of the lineup with Aiden McMahon. McMahon, he struck out the first time up, but he was swinging. Just so you know, McMahon, that was only the 10th strikeout of the season for Aiden. He does not strike out a lot. Back, and that ball gets away, and Larice is going to take a shot here, and he'll easily make it to second base. That's going to be an error on the first baseman. He dropped the ball. Nothing wrong with the throw. So nothing and two outs now, and Larice at second. Aiden McMahon with a couple of hits in that game we did the other night between Rockledge and Eau Gallie. Patrick takes a peek back at Xavier, kicks and fires, and Aiden McMahon with an uncharacteristic check swing, and it's 0-1. And Patrick does the turnaround, step off move. The fake move to second base. I think, as you've heard me say a gazillion times.
Your favorite move, right?
My favorite move in baseball. To pitch. There's one. Not sure where that missed, but it does. Matt, I'll have to ask. 1-1. Probably inside if I had to guess. Patrick recently committed to college to pitch at Eastern Florida State. Great decision. Listen, if I'm a high school pitcher and I'm a guy that's not going to go play D1, I'm going JUCO. I'm going JUCO all day.
Yeah.
And that ball is hit deep into center field. Back goes the center fielder, and that will score Larice as it bounces, and it just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. And Aiden McMahon with an RBI double, and the Eau Gallie Commodores take the lead 1-0 on a gap double by Aiden McMahon. 2 outs now, still 2 outs. A 2-out double by McMahon brings up the pitcher Carson Leitz, and Leitz has a shot here to you may have to raise that just a hair over the heads of the players. And that's a strike on the outside corner to Leitz, who was Patrick's second strikeout victim way back in the first inning, an inning ago. It was after Leitz that Patrick ran into minor control problems, but regained them. That's upstairs. Patrick gave up a single and 2 walks, and then struck out Jason McBrearty. Patrick, through 2, has 4 strikeouts. He can definitely fill up the zone and sit you down. The pitch to Leitz. Leitz swings and misses. Straight gas from Patrick, and Leitz is staring down the barrel of 1 and 2. Swing and a miss, and for the second time in the game, Carson Leeds goes down on strikes. That'll end the inning, but not before the Eau Gallie Commodores manufacture a run on an Aiden McMahon double off an Xavier Larice walk and an error as we go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Commodores. All right, welcome back. Just talking about some of the benefits of JUCO baseball, and now that the NCAA no longer counts JUCO against your eligibility,
Oh, yeah.
it is to me, quite honestly, you walk into a D1 school and you're not draft eligible for 3 years. Alex Sosa, when he signed, when he was drafted, or was going to be drafted, I should say, I won't name the team or the dollar amount, but when he was going to be drafted, he received some calls and decided, I know I'm going to go to NC State. And once he walked through the door in Raleigh, then he was not draft eligible. He couldn't be drafted for 3 years. You go play JUCO baseball, it doesn't count against your eligibility in college, and you're draft eligible. There's a chopper by Jace Brandis, play up and over to third, or over to first, rather, for the first out. Where'd that ball get hit to, Caleb? I'm sitting down. I couldn't see.
Third.
Third. That is O'Keefe over there. So 5-3 if you're scoring at home. Braden Rolu steps in. Brandon Rolu. And Lee's first pitch offering to him is a strike. Rolu this season, 368. Quite a year for the senior. He's got 25 hits. That's third on the team. 20 RBIs. That's second. And 6 doubles. And he is in a 1-1 count here against Carson Leeds. Asher Anderson on deck. Swing and a miss. That had to be in the low 90s right there. Maybe 92, 93. That was a straight smoke from Leeds. That ball, yeah, that's way too far back. Asher Anderson is, this wind is tailor-made for Asher. Pitch, swings, and just barely gets a piece of it. Apologize on where the on-deck circle is. I don't have anything to do with that. I would imagine it's there for a reason. Swings. Maybe I'll tip Buster a couple bucks and slide it to the right a little bit.
the last time I was here, I got to move because I asked the right guy.
Yeah.
And
Oh, did you?
And it won him.
Okay.
and Coach was happy to oblige.
Okay. Swing and a miss, and that is out number 2. Well, Caleb, I would love to see you pull your magic again.
All right. Well, it'll have to be after this next half
Yeah,
inning.
that's fine. As Asher Anderson steps in, Asher Anderson this season, batting .217. Asher's got 18 RBIs. Again, another guy that makes the most. He's got 5 doubles and 10 hits this year. So Asher is he makes meaningful contact, they call it. And Leitz's first pitch offering to him is fouled back to the screen for strike 1. 1-0 is our score here. And Aiden McMahon double scores Xavier Larice from second, and that's where we are. And that's 0-2. Now Carson Leitz has Asher Anderson right where he wants him. Would not be surprised at all to see that curveball here, because he can throw it with the best of them at straight heat, and it just, and I mean just, misses. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs to number 22, the pitch. And there's a chopper that is foul. Connor Hurd would be next. I love it. If you look at the Merritt Island jersey, they got their numbers on the back, and then there's a silhouette of a horse, a Mustang.
Yes.
Behind that there. Pitch. Swing and a miss at straight heat, and that will end the inning. That is the 4th strikeout and the 3rd out of the 2nd inning. So 6 up, 6 down for the Mustangs. We go to the top of the 3rd. 1-0 Eau Gallie. Shane Patrick, 4 strikeout, 1, 2, 5 strikeouts through 2. And that'll be upstairs and high, ball 1. Jacobs doubled his last time up. There's a strike. Third inning brought to you by Gamers R Us, located in Cocoa. That ball is popped up, and Liam Miller trying to get a play, but the wind, when it's that close, you got no shot at catching that thing here. That ball's just going to stay up and stay up and stay up. But the important thing here for Patrick is he's got 2 strikes on Jacobs. With Connor O'Keefe on deck, this would be a big strikeout for Shane. pitch. Got him. As Alex Jacobs does a little window shopping, he'll have to do it from the bench as he gets caught looking. And Jacobs now 1 for 2, and Connor O'Keefe steps in. O'Keefe walked his last time up. Swing and a miss. Strike one. I know I'm kind of like looking around the crowd here, and I know that the Cape Coast Conference beach volleyball is taking place today over at Bolton Court at Satellite. It's all right, Caleb. Pitch, and that is strike two as the wind blows the camera over. And that is strike three. So back-to-back strikeouts. Looking. And that's 2 outs. Brock Lustig steps in. He walked his last time up. That's pretty good, Caleb. The wind blew the camera over, but you were able to pull it back in time to catch the check swing. That is impressive work, son.
All for the viewers at home.
Yeah, that's, you know, as our good friend Daryl Duran likes to say, for the kids, man. For the kids. It's all for the kids. For the kids. Speaking of Daryl Duran, you'll see Daryl or hear Daryl and Ron Lighthall Friday night as they'll be at Eau Gallie for Eau Gallie in Melbourne in the final regular season baseball game of the year till we get into districts next week. And there is a very, very good likelihood I'll be at or the Space Coast Stadium on Monday at 4 o'clock for district tournament action there. And Shane Patrick is 1 strike away from sitting down Eau Gallie in order via the K as Brock Lustig is 1 and 2 with 2 outs here in the top of the third. Patrick kicks, fires, got him. All 3 enjoying the view on strike 3 as Patrick strikes out Alex Jacobs, Connor O'Keefe, and Brock Lustig all looking. We go to the bottom of the third, 1-0 Eau Gallie. Here we go. Is just talking to Asher Anderson's mom, and we got people from Indiana watching, I understand, so I want to say hello to them as well as that ball. Kill him. Oh, nice catch, Liam. As Connor Hurd steps in, it'll be Hurd, Wesley Lawrence, and Nate Bailey. Just talking to Asher's mom about, I just can't believe he's a senior, man. Watching that kid,
Yeah.
some of the home runs we've seen Asher hit over the years. I mean, I remember he hit one in Little League one time where he just hit the ball, and he kind of stood there and watched it, and it wasn't like he was showboating. That wasn't it at all. It's just that I think everybody stood up and was like, did that kid just hit that ball that far? And he most certainly did. I saw him hit a home run here a couple of years ago when he was a sophomore. Hit it, I believe, on one of those flags.
Listen, there are some home runs that you sit there, you're like, did I just hit that?
Yeah, like, my goodness. There's a strikeout. The last 4 strikeouts, whether with Merritt Island or Eau Gallie, have all been via the backwards K. As Wesley Lawrence steps in, Lawrence this season is batting just 161, but, Wesley's a freshman, and this is great experience. There's a lot of young talent on this team. This team, first of all, the job that Jason Arnold has done this year with this team, having 2 players that there's a strike, having 2 players that had previous varsity experience, and to be in the Cape Coast Conference Championship is amazing in and of itself. And we're going to take a hard look at Jason Arnold when we are picking our Manager of the Year award this season. Because they shouldn't be 17 and 6. They, not as young as they are anyway. And there's another strikeout, and Jones. Oh, they will not finish it. This will be a 4-out inning, so it's going to be a strikeout and an error on KJ Jones. But unfortunately, sometimes you got to finish it. So that counts as a strikeout, counts as an out, but they get 4 of them. Now, sort of. That's probably the best way I could describe it. It's still 3, but the runner gets on, so they got to get 2 more. Nate Bailey steps in. Bailey is another one of those young players. Nate's a senior, but he's batting 235. But you look down this lineup: sophomore, freshman, junior, freshman, junior, freshman. Safe back into first base. That is the first runner to reach base tonight for Merritt Island, and he does so on a dropped 3rd strike. And I think the thing that's important to know is the juniors and a lot of the seniors that they have on this team, they were all playing JV baseball because they had such a great team last year.
Yeah.
They went to the Final Four last year. But those players all graduated. The core of that team graduated. This is what you call developing talent, and it starts down the street at the Little League field. I was telling you, I saw a post today from a Little Leaguer coming up. They something about all the home runs he was hitting. I mean, it's incredible. 1-1 to Bailey. Leets. Oh, they got him. Great pickoff move. And they will pick off Lawrence. And guess what? That is odd that you are out twice in the same inning. But that has happened here.
High school baseball.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before, where the player that reaches creates 2 outs. Now it's 2 outs, and now it's up to Bailey here. And that is strike 2. That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baseball is one of those sports, just when you think you've seen it all.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. And that is strike 3, and just like that, they can come off the field as Carson Leach matches Shane's Patrick, striking out the side with a striking out the side and squeezing in a picking off the runner in the middle. And the 4-out inning is over, and we go to the top of the 4th, 1-0 Eau Gallie. All right, to the top of the fourth we go here. And stepping in is going to be Chase McBrearty, who struck out his last time up. It has been strikeout for strikeout as Patrick struck out the side last inning and Leeds matches it. And the first pitch offering to McBrearty right down Merritt Island Boulevard, strike one. And that's the key for Patrick, is first pitch strikes. And that's chest high for strike two. The 0-2. Got him. Yes, indeed. And that is for Patrick. That is the fifth straight strikeout. He struck out Carson Leitz to end the second. Then he struck out the side in the third, and he's now struck out Chase McBrearty. The only two players in the lineup he has not struck out is Vincent Breckenridge and Xavier Larice, and he will face Vincent Breckenridge here, and he starts him off with a strike. Want to say hello to Patrick McMahon, St. Louis in the house tonight. Watching Aiden McMahon, one of the best hitters in Brevard County. 1-1 to McBrearty. Upstairs, 2-1. Two balls and one strike to McBrearty. And it's low, 3-1. Here's where Patrick's got to step off here and just take a deep breath. That's probably pretty good he missed that ball back to him. Just don't need to think about it. Just throw the ball. There you go. Right back to it. Kicks, fires. And that's a shot to the shortstop. Backhanded long throw across the diamond. And there won't be a scoop. And down the second base will go Vincent Breckenridge. And that's going to be... I don't know that he would have had him. I'm going to give him an infield single and an error.
That was also a tough throw.
Well, it is a tough throw. You gotta charge them, and we talk about that a lot. That's going to be the coachable moment there. You got to come in on that ball a little bit, but it's a tough play in the hole, and so. But the big key there is over at first base. You can't turn your head and try to scoop. That's the thing, man. Turning your head and trying to scoop never works out. And there's a strike to Xavier Larice. Oh, and 1, and that's a beaut from Patrick, and it's 0-2 now to Larice. Patrick walks back Breckenridge, and Larice now on an 0-2 hole with KJ Jones on deck. Oh, that is a just beautiful pitch for out number 2. And right now, Breckenridge, the only Commodore Patrick has not struck out. The one stepping in now, KJ Jones, he struck out looking his first time up. So 2 outs in the inning, and if Patrick can get out of it here, no harm, no foul on the Breckenridge play. And you certainly don't want the young man on deck coming up. So this guy you definitely want to get. You want to get the guy batting under 100 here because you don't want the guy batting 430 at the plate. So Patrick's got to make this batter count. And if you're KJ Jones, you should be looking for nothing but strikes here. I don't even think off speed. I think you're just going to get a steady dose of fastballs here. And there it is, and that gets away from Liam Miller, and down to third base goes Breckenridge. And so now it is 2-3. I don't know what the count is. 2 strikes. Yep, 2 strikes to Jones. So now Patrick's got Jones, and if you're Patrick, I'd go back. Yeah, coach is telling him, look, man, don't even worry about that runner at third base. You got the number 9 hitter in an 0-2 hole, and do what you need to do to get this out here. I don't even know that yeah, exactly. You're right. He's going to throw. From the windup here, and there he goes. And there's shoo. Little, I guess is a little down and in. I guess Liam Miller wants to know.
It's a pretty pitch.
Yeah, it was definitely a pretty pitch. The 1-2 on its way. Got him that time. And again, for the second consecutive inning, Patrick sits down the side minus the infield single. Breckenridge stranded at third. To the bottom of the fourth we go. It's 1-0 Eau Gallie. Carson Leitz and Shane Patrick have combined for 17 strikeouts tonight. Yes, indeed, Caleb. And we are here in the bottom half of inning number 4. And Carson Leitz with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Patrick already with 10. And this is back to the top of the lineup, and Ty Brandis. And Brandis popped out his last time up to the shortstop. And this has been a great baseball game. Pitch. We move the on-deck circle, and it's not being utilized.
Huh?
You can only do so much.
Nope.
That ball is hit deep in the right field, back to the warning track area, and hauled in for out. The wind shot that down. Grant Arnold steps in. Arnold struck out his last time up. Rare for a young man to have walk-up music of the Christian variety, and I absolutely love
100%.
his walk-up music. Love it. I think Shane does as well when he bats.
Little Chris Tomlin.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at you, Caleb.
Hey, look.
My man.
I dibble-dabble.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows I can use all the blessings I can get.
Yeah, 88.3. Isn't that it?
Yeah.
That's what I thought, yeah. I'll click it on every once in a while.
Look, sometimes you need something to rejuvenate the soul and lift the spirits.
Yeah. Yeah. Ball gets away and bounces way over the backstop area. When we told you Bobby Collins, 490 career wins. Just a remarkable career for Bobby. We were there for 400. You were.
Yes, sir. Yep.
2-1 to Grant Arnold. And I know, Bobby's such a laid-back guy, great coach. I mean, he can get after them now. Don't get me wrong. And there's a hard ground ball. It's going to find the hole. That's the first base hit of the game, and it comes off the bat of the freshman Grant Arnold, and that'll bring up catcher Liam Miller. And Liam struck out his last time up. But I know that it bothered Bobby last year that they didn't make the state tournament. And you could see this program doing this team this year with a lot of those guys on that team that doing some things a little. They were a much better bunting team when they were forced to play. I mean, they're a power hitting team. I mean, any team with 21 home runs in high school baseball, and Grant Arnold will go down to second base as KJ Jones digs it out of the dirt. But the things they did not do well last year, runners in scoring position, bunting runners over, playing a little bit better defense, they are doing all of that this year. And when you got guys like Brock Lustig and Carson Leeds, 1-2, and you get to a regional final against, let's say they got to go up against American Heritage. Don't forget, it's 2 out of 3 this year.
Yeah.
1-0. Or let's say it's Merritt Island. You got a couple of arms like they got. Brevard County is going to be well represented in 4A, Region 4. I hate the fact that they put us down in the South.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I mean, Satellite's in there as well. I mean, Eau Gallie's the number 2 ranked team in the region. Satellite's 3, Merritt Island's 4, Rockledge is 7. That ball is fouled off. This game is going to have a big effect on, well, no, I guess the final rankings are out. So I suppose this game is not going to affect that all that much. Maybe it does when the brackets are released. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But district tournaments will start Monday at locations around the county. And this 4A district tournament, man, the winner of that one, pitch as nice stop by KJ Jones there. And it's 2-2. 1 out. Grant Arnold stands in second. He is the tying run with Liam Miller at the plate. Chase Brandis is on deck. And 2. Pitch. And there's a little slapper that gets through. And Grant Arnold comes around third. No throw. And we're tied at 1 on a great piece of hitting by Liam Miller. As Miller just slapped one through the left side of the infield, and we're tied up at 1. That was hitting them where they ain't, Caleb.
Yep.
As Brandis steps in now with Miller at first. Did we get a pinch runner for Miller? I think we did. I think it's Braden Uzi. In the dirt. This is the real first inning of issue for Carson Leeds. Bobby's got depth in the bullpen, so he'll waste no time getting somebody up. Last time the Mustangs had a runner on in the last inning, they picked him off. So you know first base coach is definitely, and that's a foul on a bunt attempt. The mistake there is you cannot take that bat and do that. You can't do that with it. And what I was doing was like pushing out. You just gotta let that thing drop. Yeah.
You always used to tell me catch it.
Catch it. That's exactly right. Catch it. It's like standing at like if you're a tennis player, right? And the easiest way to hit a drop shot standing at the net is just let the ball hit your racket. That's exactly what it is bunting. Let the ball hit your bat.
Yep.
Cushion it, but let the ball hit your bat. The 1-1 from Leeds to Brandis is 2-1. It's a lost art, and look, I mean, from the major leagues on down, what do they say? The fans dig the long ball, right?
Yes.
That's a strike.
But I will say this: if you can develop and
no, he called it a ball 3-1. Go ahead.
If you can develop and have that art in your back pocket, coaches will notice it.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it's part of what also can make you a complete 5-tool player.
Yes.
Yeah. 3-1 swings and
Ooh.
The bat went flying. There's the ball as Brandis retrieves his bat. Yeah, I mean, it is a nice thing to be able to have in your arsenal. And, back in the old days, every batting practice, when I played high school ball and I played Little League ball, every batting practice session ended with 3 bunts.
Yep.
Everybody bunted 3 times.
Coach Claiborne, that's the way he does his BP.
Yeah.
He either ends it or he
start
starts
it right
with 3
bunting.
bunts.
Right.
And I'll tell you, one of the best bunters that I saw come through here in Brevard County was in Austin Dennis.
Yeah. The on-deck hitter is Brendan Rolou. 3-2 now to Brandis. See if the runner goes here on the full count pitch. And Leeds is thinking the same thing as his lightning quick move. Shoots over there. 3-2. And he does go. And that ball is popped up and into the parking lot in a weird direction. Somebody parked their car over there thinking there's no shot of balls coming over here. And Brandis just said, well, let me show you. Three and two now. It stays. See if the runner goes again here on 3-2. Or Carson Leeds takes a shot over. Everybody stays put. Ground ball hard down the left field line, but foul. And you got to give it to Jace Brandis, who's doing his best BG impression, staying alive at the plate. And that's basically how Liam Miller fought through and was able to get a base hit. Put the ball in play, and things will happen here. And let's see if Brandis can do that on the third 3-2 offering from Leeds. The runner takes an extra step. Leeds notices it and throws one into his ribs. He gets back. Leeds comes to a set. And did they get him? Oh, they did get him.
Wow.
And for the second time in the game, a runner is picked off as Leeds. Man, that was bang, bang for sure. And now Brandis, 3-2 now with 2 outs. And Leeds will step off. Three-two on its way. And that ball is popped up, and that may hit the same car twice. Leeds again, the 5th 3-2 offering. Got him that time, took a little off, and that will end the inning. The Mustangs started a little rally, got picked off. We go to the top of the 5th, but they do tie it up as Grant Arnold scores, and we go to the top of the 5th, 1-1. All right, Aiden McMahon steps in. McMahon with a huge double his last time up. Struck out back in the first innings. We go all the way to the top of the 5th here, and Shane Patrick cruising right along. And McMahon gets under one, lifts it. This is not an easy play to make because that wind is. Did he catch that?
Yes, he did.
Oh, man, that is. I'm telling you, the wind is wreaking havoc on anything 10 feet in the air. And that is out number 1. That is the 3rd time in this game. I didn't turn us off, did I?
No.
No, all right. That's the 3rd time in this game that a first pitch is an out for Eau Gallie. And that'll bring up Carson Leitz, and Leitz is not, and Leitz looks unsure of himself up there. He holds up on that one. But he struck out twice tonight, and a check swing. I don't know what he's done in his last couple of games. I can't remember what he did against Rockledge, but he's been swinging a great bat this year, and that's a different looking stance. So I don't know if he's changed something or what. Got that front foot up and that bat kind of. What's up, Mr. Flowers? Charles Flowers on. The 1-1 on its way, and it's low, 2-1.
It's good to see Mr. Flowers on. I haven't seen from him in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while either. 2 balls and a strike. Patrick with the pitch, and that's below the knees, and it's 3-1. 5th inning here, 1-1 is our score. 1 in the 2nd for Eau Gallie, and 1 in the bottom of the 4th for the Mustangs here in the Cape Coast Conference Championship. And Leitz gets into that one. He drills it absolutely dead center field, back, off the center field wall. Leitz is around first and on his way to second, and he will stop there with a stand-up double. And with 1 out, Carson Leitz, forget whatever I said, because Leitz has found that swing on that pitch as he drilled that one over the center fielder's head, and he'll get a pinch runner. And coming on to do that for Eau Gallie, looks like number 27 is going to be Declan Tinnin, as Tinnin steps in, and so does Alex Jacobs. Jacobs doubled back in the first inning, and he struck out looking his last time up. That's what you call getting into a pitch right there, Caleb.
Exactly. Just low enough to stay out of that Gulf Stream.
Oh, yeah, because that ball's, man, a couple feet to the left. It's gone. There's a chopper foul. And a base hit here will score a run because the outfield, I mean, the center fielder is practically, if there was a warning track here, he'd be right in front of it. But I get it. Jacobs leads the team in RBIs and home runs. A big one sitting out there at second base right now. Declan Tinnin running for Carson Leitz. Patrick's 0-1 is, and I was going to say we're going to get a timeout here, and we get it. Pitch clock is reset. I'm just kidding, there is none. And swing and a miss, and quickly Patrick is ahead, nothing. And to Connor O'Keefe is on deck, and we've seen Connor go yard before. Saw him hit one last year deep at Eau Gallie against Rockledge. 0-2 to Jacobs. Patrick comes to a set, takes a peek back. They're going to take a shot, and getting back in time is Tinnin, and Patrick will walk back up on top of the mound. Another peek. Patrick comes to the plate this time. That's a ground ball to the right side. That'll advance Tinnin, and over to first for the out. As Jacobs goes 4-3, Tinnin down the third. Connor O'Keefe with an RBI opportunity, just 90 feet away now. 2 outs. That's the big key. O'Keefe in this one, he struck out looking his last time up, and he walked back in the first inning. Righty-righty matchup here. And he'll look at ball one. 1-0. Ball was outside. Probably looked good from home, but definitely outside. Patrick working quick. And same spot, same result. 2-0. It's a good pitch, but the umpire's been consistent with it tonight, so it's 2-0. That's all you can ask for. 2-0. Upstairs, 3-0. Brock Lustig, who also struck out looking his last time up. First base open, second base open. I mean, you obviously don't want to put anybody on there, and Patrick is 3-0, so see if he gets the proverbial 3-0 strike here. He will indeed get it. Right down Courtney Parkway, and it's 3-1 to O'Keefe. Got him! Or no, sorry, it's 3-2. My bad, folks. Now sometimes you got to get a little ahead of myself. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. I ain't the first guy to do that. Here it comes. And this time O'Keefe gets into one. That ball is back. And nice job out there in center field. I'm telling you, that is no easy feat. And making it look easy is Nate Bailey out there. And he has made 2 tough catches this inning. That one saves a run. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still tied at 1. All right, welcome back here to Clint Hurdle Field. And let me tell you, Nate Bailey has done a job out there in center field. I just can't tell you how much havoc that wind is wreaking on any ball hit in the air. Nate Bailey made 2 catches that inning that not a lot of center fielders would have made. And stepping in to lead off is going to be Brendan Arolo here. And I was just telling Caleb, I just got a feeling somebody from one of these two teams is going to launch one over that fence tonight at some point in time. Hopefully that thing went far enough back. Did it?
Huh?
That's not us, is it?
I don't think so, no.
All right, that's good. Feel bad for whoever it is. 0-1 to Ralu. And that's a chopper. This is a tough play. They got to hurry and scoop. And nice job. Good play by Cunningham over there. And if you're scoring at home, that's 4-3. You see how Cunningham charged that? If he waits for that, that's an infield single. As Asher Anderson steps in, and this could be the guy, man, that if he gets those arms extended, look out. Anderson struck out swinging his last time up. Pitch from Leitz, and yeah, that swing right there, should it connect in this wind. I mean, it does feel like the jet stream is right here on the base path. And that's a nice pitch by Carson there.
Yeah.
And quickly in an 0-2 hole is Asher Anderson. Connor Hurd is on deck. And the 0-2, he's definitely going to take something off of this one. Nope. Tries to blister one past Asher. And it's 1-2. Might be setting him up for off speed here. Or Carson may just be kicking that fastball tonight. Got a little slider, too. There it is. Strike 3. And that's out number 2 as Connor Hurd steps in. Nine strikeouts tonight for Carson Leitz. Like a 2-seam and a 4-seam. That one, a 2-seam fastball from a right-handed pitcher starts in and finishes out on a lot of occasions. And a 4-seamer just kind of more of a location pitch that you just try to blow by the guy. A lot of times you get that upward trajectory on it, a rising fastball, if you will, if you can. Leitz to Hurd. One of my favorite all-time pitchers, and you're not going to know who he is, but a guy by the name of Dave Stieb for the Toronto Blue Jays. Guy used to throw two different sliders, 2 different fastballs, a couple different curveballs. Great pitcher. Nice try over there by Alex Jacobs. And the count is 1-1, but used to love to watch that guy pitch. Leitz kind of reminds me a little bit of him. The 1-1. 1-2 now. And there's a ground ball back up the middle. This is definitely a tough play. Lustig up, and Brock Lustig with a great defensive effort to get the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the top half of inning number 6. 1-1. All right, Lustig with a big defensive play in the field. Let's see if he can come up with a big at-bat here as Lustig tonight thus far at the dish has walked and struck out looking as Shane Patrick steps on. 11 for Patrick tonight with a K in the box. 11 batters. 20 strikeouts combined between both pitchers tonight in the Cape Coast Conference champion. I don't know what the record is, but we still got another 2 innings to play here in the top of the 6th. Upstairs, 2-1. Chase McBrearty on deck. He has been a victim twice of the K. Patrick's 2-1 to Brock. And it is 3-1 now. And Lustig trying to work a leadoff walk here. That would be huge because I got a feeling next run wins. And that ball is popped up, and that is not going to be played. That thing is going and going and going, and who knows where it's going to end up. So 3-2 now to 22 as 32 is on the bump. Patrick rocks and kicks, and that one is fouled back out of play again in the same spot. And between innings, we heard one of my favorite all-time songs, that's "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees, right, Kel? And that's what,
yes, sir.
That's what Lustig is doing here. He's staying alive. Patrick kicks and fires, and he does it again. 3-2. You like it, did you, Keller?
People know the tune, but YouTube won't pick it up as a copyright.
No, trust me, my singing will never get us a copyright, ever.
I don't know, if you start busting out some Elvis, you might.
Well, maybe a little Elvis, and he gets Lustig, who looks down at Coach Collins with a look on his face like, Coach, I'm not fond of window shopping. That's the second straight time I've been caught doing it. And Chase McBrearty will step in, and McBrearty trying to avoid being a strikeout victim for the third time tonight. Yeah, Brock did not like that call, but it was a strike. Pitch, and that's the other thing you don't want to do is leave the umpire for the next guy up like that. 0-1 is 0-2, and Patrick is on fire here to start the 6th. Don't know if we'll see him into the 7th. And that ball is fouled back and out of play. Two, 0-2. Tight one here at Clint Hurdle Field. Patrick eyes it up, rocks, kicks, and fires, and it's upstairs. See if he gets him on this one. Little upstairs, a little outside. I think they think that was outside. That was right there where it needed to be, but outside. The 2-2 is 3-2 now. Shane's a rhythm pitcher, and Coach Arnold kind of got frustrated when the umpire didn't have any balls in his bag there, right, to get back to Shane, and that one is fouled off. Didn't have any baseballs in his bag as he looks for another ball, right? So, and the frustration from Coach Arnold's face was that now disrupts Shane's rhythm. And we saw Shane had to wait just a couple seconds more, and now he's gone 3 straight balls. Now he gets the strike here, and he's got to do it again. So I see where Coach Arnold's frustration is with that, if that makes any sense at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, you got to keep your pitcher going into his rhythm. The 3-2, and he got him. And Buster Beal will walk a handful of baseballs to home plate umpire Matt. And, yeah. No, I get it. I totally get it, man. You want to keep going and going and going and going. 13 strikeouts tonight for Shane Patrick. I don't know what his season high is, but that's a lot in 6 innings, man. That's 2 per inning. Over 2 per inning. Yeah, Chase McBreer or Vincent Breckenridge steps in. Breckenridge is the only Commodore in the lineup that has not struck out tonight. And that ball is hit, and it will stay that way. And this ball is skied in the air and hauled in for the third and final out. And 3 up and 3 down as we go to the bottom of the 6th. A run here, and Merritt Island can sew it up in the top of the 7th. We'll see. Right back on BSN. All right, here we go. It's going to be Wesley Lawrence, Nate Bailey, and Ty Brandis. And I got to tell you, man, I'd like to see Nate Bailey here. I cheer for all these teams, but if Merritt Island is to get a run in this inning, I'd like to see Nate Bailey have something to do with it because his defense tonight in center field has impressed me. And Carson Leach returns to the bottom of the 6th inning here. And his first pitch offering is inside for ball 1. Lawrence tonight struck out his last time up. And if you remember, he reached because of the drop 3rd strike. So he gets on and then got picked off. So he actually made 2 outs the last time he was up. That's hard to do. They did win? Okay, good. Hey, tell her I need a picture. There's a chopper to the right side, and that's foul. 1 and 2 is congratulations to the Merritt Island Beach Volleyball team. They are the Cape Coast Conference champions. It is a whipping out here. 1 and 2. That ball is popped up. That nothing is easy tonight, and it's hauled in, man. By Connor O'Keefe for out number 1. You're probably like, we get it, Alan. It's windy. No, I don't think
No.
you do.
I mean, look, I'm not complaining of the temperature because
I'm cold. I'm just going to flat out tell you, I'm cold.
I choose not to complain about temperature because when it's 95 and
I knew it when I came over the causeway. I was going to regret not bringing a sweatshirt.
Yep.
Pitch is strike one from Carson Leeds. It's the one weather element I hated playing any sport in was wind. Hated it. Hated it. I didn't mind playing in the cold as long as it wasn't windy. Didn't mind playing in the rain or the snow. Hated the wind. Two and one to Nate, who struck out back in inning number 3. Outside of the first 2 innings for Eau Gallie when they sent 11 batters to the plate, it's really, these two pitchers have really just mowed them down, and I literally mean mowed them down. The on-deck hitter would be Ty Brandis. Pitch, curveball, does not come back, and it's 3-2 to Bailey, who trying to draw a one-out walk here. See if the Mustangs can manufacture anything. And he's going to get caught looking. Little window shopping for Nate, and that's 2 outs. As Brandis steps up, Brandis tonight popped out or flied out twice, once to the shortstop, and then the other to the right fielder, 0 for 2. We did an 11-inning game here earlier this year. Curveball is strike one. What's that?
I actually remember that 11-inning game because I almost took the portable charger. And
yeah. Oh, there's a shot down the first base line. Foul ball. Yeah, man, I was glad to have that one that night because 11 innings that game was. And I think that game was for the Challenger Classic.
It was.
Back in February, a 1-0 game. That's incredible to me. Or it might have been the 5-3 game. I can't remember. Upstairs. Yeah, because we did 2 games in the course of a week and a half between these 2 teams. Yeah, well, that game wasn't. The 1-2 is 1-3 and an ending strikeout. And the pitcher's duel we thought we'd have, we do, as we go to the top of inning number 7, 1-1. An absolutely magnificent performance by Shane Patrick tonight, but it comes to an end as we go to the top of the 7th. We'll give you Patrick's numbers here in just a second as Slow Ride plays in the background. Taking the bump now is Grant Arnold. Arnold 1-0 with a 0.93 ERA. This is his 9th appearance of the season. 22 2/3 innings pitched this year. He's allowed 9 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned. He has walked 16, and the freshman has struck out 38 hitters this year. Let's tell you about the outstanding performance from the Eastern Florida State commit tonight. Shane Patrick goes 6 innings, Strikes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 batters tonight. Does Shane Patrick strike out, gives up 3 hits and 1 run. A stellar effort tonight by Patrick. And it's now in the hands of Grant Arnold. And Arnold will face Xavier Larice, KJ Jones, and the top of the order in Aiden McMahon. And I know that Xavier has not had the type of year, average-wise and hitting-wise, that he had hoped for, but Arnold cannot groove one down the middle to Xavier Larice. Arnold kicks. That is beautiful. 0-1. I tell you what, these teams are loaded. 0-2. And I'll tell you what is deceptive about what Grant Arnold does. Not only does he throw hard, change speeds, and has great location, watch his delivery. Just watch his delivery. He's got a little hitch in it that can throw you off. Right there. See what I mean?
Yep.
So hone in on Arnold, just him.
Okay.
Yeah, just Grant for just this pitch, because I'm going to point it out when it happens. And it's awesome. Here it comes. It's right there. And he strikes out Xavier Larice. And it's just, I don't even know how to describe it other than to say it, for just a millimeter of a second, it's like a stop.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But it's enough to take your eyes to where it's happening.
I'd almost call it a sudden hiccup.
Yeah, that's a great way to put that. A little hiccup there, yep.
Because if you're not looking for it,
it's definitely going to throw you.
Yes.
Giovanni Hollenbach is hitting for KJ Jones here. 1 out in the top of the 7th. After this, it is for Merritt Island anyway as the home team in this thing. I'm kind of curious how Merritt Island got the home game, though. Eau Gallie's 2-1 against them this year and has a 1 less loss. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but who knows how these things work out. Might be a point system. I don't know.
And about half the dugout is now being told to go search for baseball.
Oh, yeah. Coach Arnold's not going to have that again. 1-2 to Hollenbach. And there's a ground ball to the third baseman. Great scoop up and over to first. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And that is 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. And Aiden McMahon steps in. McMahon tonight has struck out, doubled, and flown out to the center fielder his last trip up. And that was one of those wild, wacky catches by Nate Bailey out there that have been difficult to make when the ball gets 10 feet off the ground tonight. As Grant Arnold eyes the signal from Liam Miller. Patrick, 13 strikeouts tonight. Arnold makes it 14 with the strikeout of Xavier Larice. And it is 0-1 to McMahon. Carson Leitz on deck. Arnold rocks, kicks, fires, and I mean, that's sick. That is, I mean, he throws that fastball and throws that right there that drops in the zone. You cannot hit that at this level. 0-2 to McMahon. Arnold bounces that one in, and it's 1-2. The winner will be the 2025 Cape Coast Conference champion.
That pitch bounced off the ground into the inner thigh.
Yeah, that thing hurts, and Matt, the umpire, gives Liam Miller a break as he walks the ball back out to give Miller. He asks Miller, "You okay?" And catcher says, "Thank you for that 30 seconds." They bump fist, and here we go with the 1-2. The pitch. Strike 3 looking. And Grant Arnold adds 2 more to the tally. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 1-1. All right, here we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Grant Arnold, Liam Miller, and Jace Brandis with an opportunity here. 1 run, and the Cape Coast Conference Championship will reside at Clint Hurdle Field as Carson Leitz comes back out for the 7th, and Leitz is working on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 strikeouts himself tonight. 25 strikeouts combined between the 3 pitchers tonight. Shane Patrick with 11, Grant Arnold with 13, and Leitz with 11, so that's 24. My math's a little off. As Arnold steps in and Leitz, first pitch offering to him is bunted down the left field line, and I like the thought there, and that's a nice bunt attempt by Arnold too. Ball just kind of spun high off the bat, but the rising fastball is a tough pitch to bunt. The 0-1 now. Leitz to the lefty. And there's a ground ball. Will it get up the middle? It does. And Grant Arnold is aboard with a leadoff single. And here we go with the manufacturing part. Can the Mustangs manufacture a run here as Miller steps in? And the Merritt Island bench, as you see or don't see, but Coach Arnold is over there. I mean, he just gave out more signals than Earl Weaver. And that's the thing that Merritt Island is going to have to watch. They have had 2 base runners tonight, 3 base runners tonight. One of them scored. The other 2 were picked off. Leitz will just rear back and throw about a 91-mile-an-hour fastball past Liam Miller, who is struck out and singled. Miller has the RBI that scored Grant Arnold to make this a 1-1 game back in the 4th. Leitz comes to the set. Arnold with not a big lead. Leitz kicks and fires as Miller cannot get around on the second Leitz fastball, and it's 0-2. 0-2 to Miller. The sophomore catcher trying to come up with a big hit here for his team. Leitz kicks and fires, and he double taps that one foul, and it stays 0-2 as Buster shows his fielding ability. Time to retire, Buster.
There's no more varsity letters for you.
No, Jace Brandis is on deck. Arnold with about a 4-step lead at first. Leeds eyed the extra step and quickly throws over. And now it's about a 3.5-step lead for Arnold. Leeds. And this ball is lifted lazily down the left field line, and it could be almost nearly caught out there by Breckenridge, I believe, is out there in left field. Right field. That's Chase McBrearty. That's a heck of a try. He nearly got that ball, too. So Liam Miller stays alive here, but it's 0-2, and he just won't let him throw a ball by him. And that's how Liam Miller was able to get the base hit. Is he up? Is he okay?
Breckenridge came down
awkwardly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bobby Collins is out. As everybody, the whole left side of the Eau Gallie infield's missing. They're in left field.
When he came down, he landed on his hand
Oh.
and possibly knocked the wind, when you fall.
We saw that last night in the softball game. Cape Coast Conference girls softball game is tomorrow night. That's Eau Gallie and Rockledge, I believe. I don't know where that's being played. So it is 0-2 here. Everybody back to their positions. Bobby Collins back to the dugout. Jason Arnold with another group of signs over to Grant Arnold and Liam Miller at the plate. Freshman at first, sophomore at the dish. Leach, the senior, backs off as KJ Jones is his catcher. 1-1 is our score. Leach will step off again. That's his second disengagement. It doesn't matter. High school. I just like saying that. Here we go. 0-2. The pitch. Fouled back to the screen. And again, I mean, you can't say enough to the last two at-bats Liam Miller has had. Because if he did this in the at-bat. He did this in the at-bat that he got the RBI that drove in Grant Arnold. He had 2 strikes on him forever, had the count full, and eventually was able to get the base hit. Leaks over to first. Arnold back in plenty of time. We are in the bottom of inning number 7. 1-1. The winner is the Cape Coast Conference champion. Miller from Leeds, the off-speed pitch, curveball in the dirt. Great stop by KJ Jones, because that's how Arnold advanced the last time he was up. As 1-2 here. Leeds to Miller. Here's the pitch. Got him, and Jones has got to throw down the first. No, he doesn't. First base is occupied. What are we doing here? What's the call? The batter's out. Arnold takes second, so yes, he cannot run. So Miller will strike out, and Arnold is now at second, but that's as good as a bunt right there. I mean, that's a bunt, a sacrifice, whatever you want to call it, because Arnold's now at second base, and there's just one out. So there are a world of opportunities here for Merritt Island to score the game-winning run here.
And unless I'm mistaken, I think what Bobby's arguing here is whether or not there would be interference because the catcher and base runner ran into each other going for the ball.
I don't know. Bobby's not happy.
No.
Bobby's probably got a pretty good argument for wherever he's arguing.
Because there was that, and the base runner, I believe, stepped on the ball in running. So,
Okay.
well, while they're arguing, we can go to our
Trusty replay that we can back up on the
There we
old
go.
YouTubers. All right, let me see what happens here. Let me see if I can put this together. All right, there's the ball. Yeah, immediately the first baseman is pointing to the runner. I'm not sure what he's pointing about.
see, he almost steps on the baseball. So maybe the first baseman's trying to call. runner-
No. Watch the first baseman immediately
All right.
point. There's the baseball.
Yes.
What's he pointing at? Whatever he's pointing at is what Bobby Collins is arguing. So I don't know what he's pointing at with Grant Arnold, but we'll find out. You see him point at him?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what he's pointing at. He's allowed to run. I don't know what the argument is. But anyway, runner at second, one out. Jace Brandis steps in. Brandis grounded out and struck out tonight. Leets kicks and fires. Curveball is a Butte. Clark, strike one. So I can do a post, yeah. 0-1. And they're going to take a shot here. Good move. But I don't think Grant Arnold's going to be leaning too far from any bag. But it's good to keep him close. I just don't like that play because if that ball gets into center field, Grant Arnold's standing at third base with one out. 0-1. Yeah. Pitch. And that is strike two as Leeds fires a BB. And it's 0-2. Raiden Rolu on deck. Leeds looking for the strikeout here. And that ball is hit and off the second barrage. Oh, my. And holding it in the infield, but with runners at first and third now, and one out. That's a base hit by Brandis. And Rolu with a chance to deliver a Cape Coast Conference championship. And now there's two things you got to do here. You either got to walk the bases loaded, so you got to force it any base, or you bring your infield in. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to walk the bases loaded here, and it's going to be a force at any base. And Bobby's going to come out and talk to his guys here. I think that takes away a safety squeeze because now all you got to do is flip the ball to the catcher, and all he's got to do is touch home plate, right?
Yes.
So I think you got to get a hit here. Let's set the table for you. Bases are loaded as Rolu will draw the intentional walk. That'll bring up Asher Anderson. Anderson is struck out swinging and struck out looking. The infield is in. The play is obviously at the plate. One run scores, it's over. Grant Arnold is at third. Jace Brandis is at second. The runner at first is Braden Rolu. Asher Anderson at the plate. Carson Leets on the mound. Here we go, folks, and Leets steps off.
And when you look at the career of Anderson, how many clutch plays has he been involved in?
Yeah, here comes Leets. And he blows it by Asher Anderson. And what they need here, what Leeds needs here, point blank, is a strikeout. He needs a strikeout. It's 0-1 to Asher Anderson. Anything hit hard probably squirts through. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2 to Asher Anderson. The on-deck hitter is Connor Hurd. The 0-2 on its way. And there's a shot, and it's through. And Asher Anderson delivers the Cape Coast Conference Championship. A single through the middle on 2 strikes, and the Merritt Island Mustangs are Cape Coast Conference champions. Asher Anderson on an 0-2 pitch, straight up the middle. How about it? Wow, what a game by 2 of the best baseball teams in Brevard County this year. That's the 4th game between these 2 teams. That's the 2nd one settled in the final at bat. And they split them 2-2. This one a little more important because it delivers the Cape Coast Conference Championship to the Merritt Island Mustangs tonight. Your winning pitcher will be Grant Arnold, but Shane Patrick tonight and Carson Leeds were absolutely phenomenal. 25 strikeouts between the 2. They couldn't have pitched their hearts out anymore. Great job by both of these teams, and that will end it here. We're going to grab some pictures here of the Cape Coast Conference Championship, and, well, that'll do it. Our player of the game tonight, we're going to name, how about we name Shane Patrick and Asher Anderson as our players of the game tonight. Once again, your final score. The Merritt Island Mustangs are your 2025 Cape Coast Conference baseball, and I heard they won the beach volleyball championship as well tonight. For Caleb Brown, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. Have a great night, everybody.